Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's Wednesday afternoon. It's almost 1 o'clock. I'm Brian Loftus, your Township Supervisor, and trying to pick up where we left off on Monday night's meeting. We had originally intended to have a presentation from Wayne County DPS. Miss Watts and her staff were going to come to Grosse and explain in detail the bridge repair that's about to begin on or after the first part of May. With the coronavirus stay-at-home order, executive order from the governor, they are just not going to their offices anymore. They're working remotely. Wager Township are working remotely. She promised she would get a presentation to me as soon as possible, and late last night, they've been working long hours too, just like your staff has. Late last night, they sent me the PowerPoint, and we're going to present it today. You can watch it at your leisure. We'll also have the original PowerPoint exactly as the county sent it. I've added a couple of slides for clarification. And you can watch this one. You can watch one they originally sent. And you can, of course, call me or DPS director with any questions. And we'll keep information coming to you as soon as we learn anything. So let's begin with the PowerPoint. And this is a slide I added. And you can just walk down it. It's a message from the township. Again, this is my slide, not Miss Watts. And we're going to introduce Beverly Watts, Director of Wayne County Department of Public Services. The Grosse Parkway Bridge, it is a Wayne County asset, as most of you know, along with all the roads and bridges, or most of the roads and bridges within the township. So review the presentation. It covers most of our concerns about the upcoming closure and the construction, and I'll have some comments at the end. So let's go right into Miss Watts' presentation. There is our bridge, the Grosse Parkway Bridge, the Swing Bridge, the Free Bridge, the County Bridge 382, our bridge. Looking much like it has since it was opened in 1932. So here is Beverly Watts. We're in constant communication. She is working hard. She's got a good staff. And you can read her statement as well as I can. Trying to get this done as seamlessly, as quickly, and as safely as possible. So we'll just go through the slides of the purpose. Obviously, background, information on the Parkway Bridge over the Trenton Channel and the Grosse Parkway Bridge over West River Road. Both are going to be undergoing repair. Overview of both projects and the scope of the work. Discuss bridge project timelines and what the next steps will be. So here's your background. Grosse Parkway Bridge, 90 years old, essentially opened as a vehicular traffic bridge in 1932. Most of you know previously it was a railroad bridge built by the Canada Southern Railroad Bridge Company, which is an offshoot of the Canada Southern Railroad, built in 1873. So some of the bridge, some of the footings are from 1873. It's been there quite a while. Original expectancy, 50 years. Obviously, we've outlived that. And it's just over a quarter-mile long. Currently listed poor by National Bridge Inspection Standards. And repairs were in November. We all remember that. Some of the steel beam plates, the floor beams, were reinforced. Some, I believe, were replaced. Some were reinforced to get the bridge back open again. And the last repairs, many of us remember, it was closed from May through December in 2007, where much of the decking was replaced. So scope of the work, 2 phases. The structural steel rehabilitation, that contract's been let. The contractor is already starting fabrication and acquiring materials. And then the list is a future phase, the bridge foundation repair. Half of the bridge foundation piers were original to the railroad bridge, what we call the even number ones. The ones you can see that depress a little bit as you cross the bridge have been there since 1873. They have settled a bit. The ones that the county put in when it was converted to a vehicle bridge went down to bedrock. Those have not budged. So HNTB, there's going to be a lot of initials here. Is the construction engineer to oversee both phases, the steel and the piers, both phases working for the county. And CA Hull, which is one of the best bridge engineering companies in the world, is the contractor to complete the steel rehabilitation phase. So there'll be some pictures here, current bridge conditions, the Parkway Bridge, the swing bridge over the Trenton Channel. This picture shows one of the piers. See a little deterioration of the pier. The next pictures show the corrosion that's happening. That is what you're actually looking at there is a floor beam where it intersects the side girts. And this is a view of the pedestal where the bridge, the swing portion actually articulates upon. That is Pier 9. Some more pictures. You can see corrosion where this is a stringer beam where it's bolted to a floor beam. You can see the decking above, and you can see the corrosion that's occurred over the years. Another picture, very similar. Again, this is a stringer bolted to a floor beam, and those will be either replaced or refurbished. So the planned construction, this is one of the drawings of the conversion of the bridge from a rail bridge to its design as a road bridge. The bridge was entirely a truss bridge with half the piers that it has now. When it was converted to a vehicle bridge, the trusses were removed, but the piers had to be doubled. Again, the ones that the county put in 1930-31 go down to bedrock. The original railroad piers are not quite that substantial. So there will be work done on that. Now the good stuff, the timeline. This is probably the most important part to most of us. The structural steel rehabilitation phase, we'll go through that first. And there's your time, starting with the bid letting in January through anticipated reopening in December of 2020. Right now, the contractor is assembling materials, doing some prefabrication, and getting ready to start mobilizing. And we'll step down to the foundation rehabilitation phase, the piers, actually now they're the even-numbered piers that will need rehabilitation. And there's the timeline on that. That work should be going on. The goal is to get that work going concurrently while they're doing the steel from above. There will be pier reinforcement work going on below. That's the county's goal. The next phase, or the next portion, the West River Road overpass, there's the bridge. There's some background information on that. It doesn't look like that now. So again, we'll start with the background. Parkway Bridge over West River Road was constructed in 1932. Obviously, when the rail bridge was removed, a vehicular bridge replaced it. So this bridge has been in place in 1932. As many of the bridges in the township are work projects administration from that Depression era, where a lot of the infrastructure in this country was built. We still have bridges remaining from that. 95 feet long, 35 wide. Okay, repairs were done in 1995, and you can read as well as I can. Substructure to span to the middle. Replace the deck and the railings. The railings used to be a good deal more ornate, as were most of the projects from the Depression era. And as we all know, 2 temporary steel supports were placed beneath span number 2 to compensate for the deterioration. I was under there with Kevin Gunn, and he pointed out where there were problems with the Dapt End Bridge. And he was adamant that those steel supports had to be in there, and please don't anybody touch them, which is why we've blocked it off to vehicular traffic. They have blocked it to vehicular traffic. They did not want any chance of vehicle contact with those supports, or we would have to close. They would have to close the bridge completely. Again, scope of work coordinated with the rehab of the Grosse Bridge over the Trenton Channel. Obviously it's perfect sense to all of us. If you're going to have the steel portion of the bridge over the Trenton Channel, let's get them both fixed at the same time. It doesn't do us any good to fix the span over the channel, but have the West River Road overpass closed. So they're going to be run concurrently. And removing the existing concrete arch bridge with a steel beam concrete deck. 3 main reasons. Obviously, the existing bridge was deemed to be beyond rehabilitation. The steel beam will have a better vehicle clearance. You won't have and I've seen vehicles stuck under there. You won't have that problem. You'll have a more consistent clearance. And it's easier to construct and maintain with new techniques. So current bridge conditions. planned construction. That's what we see today. That is what it looks like underneath. And the closer you get, the scarier it gets. And that's just an overhead shot looking westbound towards Trenton. So they're going to use the same technique as the Lily Road Bridge. There is our bridge. You can see some of the separation of the pavement and the changes. Just leave to your imagination. It's going to be a much more modern look, and that's the construction technique they're going to use. That's what our bridge will most likely end up looking like. So again, the timeline on that bridge, essentially running concurrent with the repairs of the Grosse Parkway Bridge. Next steps. Finalized plans, bid letting for the foundation rehabilitation phase. That's ongoing. Mobilization, April. That is today. This is April 1st. We're expecting another closure for inspection. The one-day closures, the ones that were usually on Thursdays from 9 to 3 to get the reach all in. To get the last shots, the elevation shots, the hopefully lack of movement shots, inspection on the old railroad piers, the ones from 1873. That may or may not happen. When we do know if they do the inspection, we will of course get that information out again on Grosse Connect, and so you can plan your day around that. And again, mobilization June for West River Road. Again, the Parkway Bridge will already be closed at that point, so I think that will be irrelevant to most. And the questions you provided to Grosse Township, as you recall, we opened up an opportunity for email questions, and many of you did offer questions, and they've attempted to answer all of them. And I'm going to cycle through them without comment. You can read them, and again, if you want to read them, you can review this at your leisure and get the answers. So I'll just step through. By saying it's not safe, once a floor beam comes up, the entire width of the bridge is closed. The deck comes off, the stringers come off, the floor beams come off. It's just a hole, so it's not going to be safe riding a bicycle or walking across that. This has been an interesting concern. The bridge still has to swing. It still has to be available for maritime navigation. There will be periods of time, though, when it cannot be swung. That will be noticed and noticed to mariners. We will also be posting that on Grosse Connect on the websites. We'll get the information out to you boaters as quickly as possible. But for the most part, the swing portion of the bridge will be swinging on schedule. We'll go back to the 15 and 45 schedule if it's going to be open. And for others of you, when they're working under the bridge, there will be a lot of understructure work. You will not be allowed to bring boats under those sections. We'll have those marked off and to preclude you from going under, but portions will always be open unless we note it closed for construction. Hopefully we'll get some help, traffic control. I know Chief Warnick is in communication with Riverview and Trenton, law enforcement, traffic control. We're going to try to make this as painless as possible, but there will be delays, at least initially. And it was my plea, please do not start any construction on Jefferson in this area. To have a lane removed or have traffic detours there while we're all using the Grosse toll bridge would just be mayhem. So there will not be, unless it's emergency, there should not be any construction on Jefferson in the vicinity of Bridge Road. Yes, it's rough, but it's open. as I said earlier, once they start pulling up portions of the bridge, it's just no longer a bridge. We are looking at additional signage on Jefferson to direct those with the bridge passes, hopefully most or all of you, to stay in the very far right lane, because that will be the lane available to bridge pass. Much easier to get across, very little delays. So again, I hope all of you have your bridge passes. And Mr. Smoke has added new signage to his bridge to make it obvious what lane you should be in, but we're going to add some signage on Jefferson to hopefully get you in the right lane as soon as possible to make your crossing as smooth as possible. Again, back to the Coast Guard restriction on marine vessels. I've been talking with our new rep at DTE on coal barge schedules. She's going to get the information to me. We'll coordinate that with the Coast Guard, with the construction on the bridge, and with the toll bridge. So if any coal barges, any of the freighters have to make deliveries down to the DTE plant, the Trenton Channel Power Plant, there will be as little disruption on the toll bridge as possible, and on the work to the swing bridge. Okay, here's a list where you can find this full presentation. We'll have it posted on the township. You can reach it on the Wayne County. Again, the one county will not have any of my edits. Again, the first and last slides. Or you can listen to this again. But again, on behalf of Wayne County Department of Public Services, your Grosse Department of Public Services, and your Board of Trustees, your entire staff, thanks for watching. Please be safe, be careful, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. My closing comments: thank you for your questions, your inquiries. If you had a question, hopefully your neighbors had the same questions, and most were answered. Again, we're coordinating on the coal deliveries. Closures to marine traffic will be posted. We will let you know by every means possible. Again, the vessel masters are responsible for obtaining this knowledge. If you're in charge of the boat, you're in charge of knowing where you can and cannot safely go. We will post any changes to the schedule. And again, if you have more questions for us, if you have questions for Wayne County DPS, we have the question email open, questions@grosseal.com. We'll check them regularly and we'll get them answered as soon as possible. With that, Brian, I'd like to thank you for watching. Again, we'll be having more information as soon as we get it. We're expected to get this out to you Monday night. Obviously, with the stay-at-home order, that didn't happen. This is the best information we have. I'd like to thank Ms. Watts and her staff for managing to put this together remotely. Thanks, Beverly. Thanks, Wayne County DPS. Thanks for watching. And again, give us your questions. This will be available online. You'll be able to call up and watch it as many times as you want. But thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Goodbye for now.